Okay, we're going to call our meeting to order.
Call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Montoya? Yeah. Ian Dillon?
Here.
Clifford? Here.
Okay, you read number 3?
You want me to do
Yeah,
it?
read number 3.
Not me.
Okay, tonight we are going to recognize the 2026 3A State Championship Wrestling.
Coach Vaughn, you have a few words you would like to say?
Oh,
You're the best.
we are the best. We look forward to repeating next year.
Awesome.
That's cool. Got most of the boys here, looks like?
Pretty good group of them, yeah. I think we're just missing a couple. A
That's
couple
good.
of them weren't at school today.
Okay.
Playing hooky.
Well, we would like to get a picture if you guys would come up
let's
here.
get it.
We're super proud of you.
Yeah.
You guys have anything to say?
I already told,
You guys want to, where do you want the picture?
Yeah, up here.
Behind that.
Perfect, get behind me.
I already told them how proud we are and how well they represent
That's right.
Blackwell.
for you. We're not proud of you, so.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see
Get in there,
Tammy, just slide around.
Yeah, board members, just everybody there, want to get you guys with a picture.
Mr. Mayor, get in here. Get in here. You're the principal. Yeah, dude. Hey, let's do bar water.
Well, because if I stand in front of you, they're not gonna see you. I'm gonna stand next to Vance. All
right, are we ready?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Hey, with my camera.
Baskets might need an upgrade.
That's a long count now.
It's like an iPhone 14, it's still good. It holds a charge.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. This one's different. I'm not used to that one.
The fitness coming out of the women's restroom. I don't know what to make of that. Are you confused?
So you guys, we're very proud of you, thank you, and we will see you again next year.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Good job. Now, you're more than welcome to stay if you want to watch school board.
Did you see how many? Come on.
Look how good that picture turned out.
Sharp as
Yes.
Great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, a bunch of them, I bet.
What's up? Good picture. I'll share with you guys. All right, let's move on. And we'll just take nominations. For president.
You know, you know.
I'll nominate Rich. I'll second.
All those in favor of Rich being the president?
Thank you, Abby. I nominate Barbara for vice president.
I'll second.
Do you want to do that?
Better do a roll call. They all said aye, yeah.
She can do it.
Yeah.
She could do it. Who second?
Tammy second.
Okay, Montoya? You guys want me to do that?
Yeah, we need to,
Yes.
yeah.
Ian Dillon?
Yes.
Pickford.
I nominate Abby Montoya for board clerk.
Second it.
Montoya?
Yes.
Myrie?
Yes.
Ian Dillon? And Pickford.
You could say that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I think this one was yours. Did you take a picture of yours?
This one's mine.
Okay.
These haven't been over, I don't think. This one has.
Yeah, move down, Barbara.
Okay,
That's
right.
your new seat.
That's my new seat.
No, she won't.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is presentation by Blackwell Elementary School.
If you guys get cool or hot, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're sure cute sitting down there by the dugout.
Did you see, he carried his chair in, and my son, the little one, and he just put it right there by the dugout, unfolded it, and I was like, okay,
So cute.
he thinks he is.
He was sitting there with all
in
those big
charge.
boys. He was cute.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the front page, just our events. As you can see, we have lots of things coming up in, did I give you one? Do you
No,
need one?
thank you if you don't mind.
Okay, you got that.
Okay.
Lots of things coming up in April and May. We have our state testing kicks off. Well, it really started today for some, then tomorrow. Doodle character, our 3rd through 5th choir concert. We have some field trips to the zoo, the Cowley play. Kindergarten graduation will be April 30th. 3rd grade goes to Pioneer Tech, our spelling bee, 3rd through 5th track meet, more field trips. This year we do have something called a planetarium. It's a mobile planetarium is coming in. It's like big inflatable thing and 40 kids at a time will get to come into it. Miss Turner, or Miss Miller, in pre-K is going to come, or is kind of heading it all up, but it's actually, they design each show based on grade level. So there will be pre-K all the way up to 5th grade gets to be part of it. So it's really neat.
Go inside, yeah.
They get to go inside and see it. And then there was also a field day for pre-K through 2nd, and then some memorial park trips, and then the last day. Thanks to the PTO and the fun run, we do have our new ice cream machine, and it is working wonderfully. Our rock wall will be ordered and installed over the summer. This Wednesday, myself, Mrs. Hurst, Mrs. Houston, and Miss Bertner will be leaving to go to South Carolina for a conscious discipline training with Dr. Becky Bailey over anger and rage. And it's going to be really good. We're very excited. We'll be there Wednesday through Saturday.
What city in South Carolina?
Myrtle Beach. Yes. Yep.
Have you been?
I've never been.
It's
Nope.
stunning.
I've never been.
Enjoy while you're there.
Well, we don't land until 6 o'clock Wednesday, and we're in training until 4 o'clock Thursday and Friday, and then we leave at 10 a.m. Saturday.
You have
So
dinner Wednesday.
we'll have dinner nights, but that's really cool. But it'll be cool.
They run a tight
It's
ship
a
on their
very
training.
structured schedule,
Yeah.
but
Well, take advantage.
we will try. We will try. Ms. Kincaid's Class 1 March perfect attendance, and we still have 9 students who are going strong with perfect attendance for the year.
205, I think that added for the month of March.
Yes, I didn't put that
That's
on
really
there.
good, yeah.
And then our numbers are down at the bottom. We've kind of fluctuated a little bit, but we are at 499 total. Okay, and Mrs. Agee is going to present the next little packet of information.
So something that's just kind of something I just ran across. We're in the testing cycle, obviously starting that. You know, I bring testing data, and some of us kind of look at that. And unless you're like school, like related in that, some of it kind of just goes over and in and out. But one thing something that we just really haven't taken a look at in a while is just some poverty in Blackwell. So I got to looking at the Alice threshold, which I'm going to talk to you about, and I didn't realize until I started really examining that where Blackwell falls even in Cake County. So I want to just kind of look at that, and if you're wondering where we also get our economically disadvantaged, which made us a CEP school for our cafeteria funds, that's where some of that comes from. So your federal policy, poverty level is 14.6 in Blackwell. State average is 16%. So we're a little bit below that. That's where you get your federal poverty level. So when you're looking at all the title schools and how you get that, that's a formula that they'd use. But we also use what's called the Alice threshold, and especially in Oklahoma. And you can go to the AliceThreshold.gov, and you can kind of look this up, and you can look at every town, every county. It'll break it down into some very different parts, but I just kind of wanted to share with you what that means. So it kind of has an acronym: asset limit, income constraint, employed, and it gets into all the different counties. So I took up just some snapshots that I wanted you to look at in Cake County. and around us in all those schools. If you go and look at K County altogether, how many households, what your median household income is for the county, and then once you get into the poverty parts. As you move on into Blackwell, you're showing that poverty is 2,639. If you look at your ALICE threshold, and it's kind of off a little bit, so, but look at our percent. That's sad. 55% in the ALICE threshold. And then you head on to your next towns, and I don't know if you know this, but Blackwell is the poorest of K County. So if you didn't know that, that was very eye-opening to me. It is something we're going to have to start making strategic plans in the way we educate our children. And so that's just something I kind of wanted to throw out today to let you look at. You can look at Newkirk, you can look at, you know, the east side of Ponca City. If I did the west side of Ponca City, it's very much like us. So you can get into even the different parts of Ponca City with the zip code. East side is 33%, and then you get to the west side, it's 55%. So that's huge, and that makes a difference in your town. Tonkawa is 45%, we're 55%. This page was very enlightening. It says what you should be making. And so as you're looking at it, instead of just your income of what that is, this is all the categories that you have to be able to afford to live. And so yes, the federal poverty level seems to be in Blackwell not as much as it is in the entire state, but you get into your ALICE threshold of what it costs to live in this town and to feed kids and to be in there, and that was very eye-opening there for me. Then we get into our economically disadvantaged. Of course, I pulled this from our state report card for 24-25. At our school, now I'm not talking about district, I pulled our data because we are a Title I school, high school's not. We are 79.3 economically disadvantaged. Probably says a lot when you did that 15 years ago.
Yes.
Okay? Now I pulled our students with disability, and we are 29.2. That's every disability. Okay, that could just be speech only, but that's every kid that's in there.
That's elementary, correct?
Elementary only.
Because the district is around 19.
Okay? And your state average is 26. If I go and I pull communities in K County, sorry, that's not bigger. I actually was going to put more, but I ran out of time. Newkirk, 23%. Tonkawa, 24%. If you go to what I consider to be our very equal Ponca City school, that's Roosevelt, and they're 14%.
Are these numbers elementary also?
Yes. All those, and that was just pulled from 24-25 data.
That's just the elementary.
Roosevelt has a little bit higher poverty than us. Obviously, they're a Title I school, but they only have 14.6. I can tell you a lot of reasons why that is. Bigger schools will not
Test.
they will not test until their second semester of second grade. We get them in sooner start.
Right.
Okay? So, yeah. So I just wanted to put something at the back. It's one thing to share the data, but it's also, we've got to have a strategic plan. And we've got to start looking at some of these things and how we're going to combat that. And so one of the things that we struggle with at our school, not so much the high school, he's changed that really, that culture, is our coming to school. It has gone down for me just 10 years ago at being 98% to we're barely in the 80s. I think we're 82%. That's what we do, and you believe it or not, all you get is a little laminated ducky or a little laminated pumpkin with your name on it when you get perfect attendance for the month. It has changed our kids now. We're still at about 9 kids that have perfect attendance, and we're talking, they have not missed a minute of seat time. No tardy, no left early. The only thing I do not hold against them is if they are going to homecoming and they went to the assembly, whether they had a sibling in it or they were, were a bell ringer and those little guys had to go. I'm not holding that against it. I am holding if you're choosing to go to a cheer competition, you're going to a wrestling tournament, you're going to a school event. These kids, 9 children, have not missed a minute of that. Then we get into we're a big science of reading. That's a framework for literacy. High dosage that we've been able to do for 3 years, and after school programming where they get tutoring. Just really trying to focus in on intentional teaching with standards-based curriculum. Alpha Plus is really helping us guide with that. Obviously putting those trauma-informed practices back into our, into our classrooms. conscious discipline, going to trauma-informed practices that we can do. Special education classes based on needs rather than grades. We are going to make some changes, and so we have got to really evaluate that next year. Partnerships with mental health facilities, and maybe just offering some parent universities. We are just struggling in the parent division. And so I know Ms. Hankins and I did this about 5 years ago, and we had really low turnout, and we spent a lot of time trying to organize it. But I think that Kristen and I really need to start offering some parent universities, at least a quarter, if not semester. And you just bring parents up and you just say, this is how you do things with your children. I saw something the other day about reading with your child, and we just don't do that anymore. Reading to your child before they get to school.
It's an issue because many of our homes don't have reading material in the home.
Yes.
At all. I mean, we're talking nothing to read.
Or have two parents, so the single parent has to focus everything else.
That's right.
And doesn't have time to do that.
And, early communication skills, as Kristen can attest to, we are struggling with that for our
I can only
babies.
imagine.
They're coming in, you can't understand a word they're saying. And that comes from just speak to your children. Get out of the iPad, get out of your mommy's phone, and speak to your children. And so those are the things that we're currently doing, but we're going to really focus on. And then just coming up with some other 3 goals that we want to do next year that helps that poverty. We have done the poverty, with Ruby Payne. I've done that. We've done emotional poverty. I just think it's time for us to circle back to that and really start to focus on what we can do to help increase that. We're doing as much as we can, but it's obviously not enough. You've seen our test scores. You've seen that this is a struggle. And when we have 29% of students with disabilities, I can't offset that. I can't offset that right now. And we
This
need
is
to
the
not
third generation. It's the third generation that have not been parented.
Yes.
And so they've got to be taught how to parent.
Yes.
And they don't know, not just hand them the phone. I mean,
Yes.
that's what not that they had a phone handed to them, but they were ignored.
Yes.
And so this is a huge
Yes, ma'am.
need.
And so if we can get some parent universities again, and try to just have those some resources, it's not about the free resources. I think
No.
sometimes we, parents think, oh, I'm gonna get something out of that, so I'll come, rather than I'm gonna get knowledge. How do I get on the computer and check my child's grades? I mean, that's available every single day for every kid in this district. You enrolled your kid, you got an email, why are you not getting on and looking? I still get on and look at my college kids' stuff, and I'll be asking some questions. What happened there? And so these are just some strategic things that we're going to work on. Okay?
Pam has to be involved.
She does.
Well, and I will tell you this, I think it's critical that our Blackwell schools have the most outstanding faculty and staff to get our community out of poverty.
I do too.
So that we elevate our students so that they'll go on to Pioneer Tech, go on to college, and we can elevate the whole community.
We definitely have the support. We just are really in this level of parents just don't know what to do. We're just surviving. We're trying to eat. We're trying to pay our bills.
That's right.
Well, I want to enlighten everyone. I think I told this to Tammy and maybe Angie in the car coming home Thursday. But you have to remember what happened 6 years ago in
Yes.
Oklahoma. The voters passed legalized marijuana consumption.
Oh, boy, yes.
Right, our kids last year, this is the second year, coming to school are, and not all of them, all right, but we have kids that are marijuana babies. All right, and that's why there is an uptick everywhere of kids that's socially delayed, mentally delayed. It just, it affects.
I think for Kristen and I, it's communication skills.
Very.
All the about of that. So I talked to my 3-year-old granddaughter, and we can have full conversations because she's talked to every single day.
Right.
And she might not have her phonemic awareness on everything yet when we go through all those letters, but she has a conversation, and you can understand every word she says. Even with silly things that are speech issues, I still understand her I would say, what's your percent now that you can't understand when they come?
Oh, Lord.
We're starting to be 60%.
60 or more.
You know, in 2015, we had 20 nonverbal children enrolled in pre-K, and they all went in Nancy Worley's room. And we had to roll the ball, tell them, good morning, roll the ball to them, you say, good morning. We had to teach them how to talk. They did not know how to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, for anything.
And we have lots of children now that are showing up like that, and lots of they're not potty trained.
Oh,
And a lot of
gosh.
the times that they're not potty trained because they don't know how to speak.
I know.
They don't know how to
Well, they
communicate.
point and
Well, you
grunt.
have to know how to communicate to be able to learn how to potty train. And last year I potty trained and I taught one how to speak, and he really doesn't have delays,
No,
so to
he
speak.
just
It
has
just,
adult.
he
I know.
hadn't been around anyone,
I know.
got him around in a whole classroom full of kids, and now, it's
This
okay.
is just not a Blackwell problem.
No, it's not.
It is a
It's not.
problem.
But it was very eye-opening when I looked at the Alice threshold
yes.
and
Yeah,
saw
that we are
that
so-
Blackwell, it's west side of Ponca and us are 55%, and then it dramatically drops to like 30-some percent.
Have we figured out what's bringing all these people in from
Low
other
housing,
low
low housing costs.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
sure.
It's so affordable.
Yes.
You can't, until you pay your electric bill, then.
Yeah.
I had a parent, when I was in high school, and I typically ask, what gets you to Blackwell? And I had one lady that lived in Ponca, and she said it's cheaper to live here, rent's way cheaper in Blackwell than it is in Ponca.
But
Is it cheaper here than Tonkawa and Newkirk?
Electric
Okay,
is so much
now this
more.
was 7 years ago that she
Okay,
told me this,
all
but
right.
she said it was easier to get a house in Blackwell than it
Well,
was.
and there are management companies on Ponca, so you default on that or you skip out on that, then you can't rent another home. So then you're really forced to not be able to rent.
Yeah.
So then you've got to go outside. You don't have, that
Individuals.
there. You can just call somebody up and say, hey, I want to rent that, and you're not screened on top of that. They're not going to run a credit report. You're not going to do all that. So you can get moved in for little to nothing. We probably had 20 new since Christmas, and we've only had 3 that have had a home that they've rented themselves with a lease. I could see their name on it, and/or come and bought a house. 3
out of the 20.
We're homeless. We are living with family until that runs out. And it's hard for us to prove, and you can't really.
Yeah.
You have to give homeless, but I've got to see kind of where you live if I'm over on capacity and we are shucking up with somebody. And that could be, this is my last resort and I'm living with my last boyfriend's mom.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for all the work that you put into that.
Yes. It's been a long time since we
Okay, moving on, under the consent agenda. All of the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at board meetings will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items. A, minutes of the March 9, 2026 regular board meeting. B, encumbrances. General Fund 11 encumbrances number 422 through 437. Number 2, Child Nutrition Fund 22 encumbrance number 19. Number 3, Building Fund 21 encumbrances number 85 through 87. C, the Treasurer's Report. D, School Activity Fund reports and transfers. E, contract with Compliance Resource Group, drug and alcoholic compliance testing for school year 2026-2027. F, appointment of Christy Donaldson as encumbrance clerk for school year 26-27. G, appointment of Stacy Schrinscher as district payroll clerk for school year 26-27. Appointment of Sheriff Bookout as district treasurer for school year 26-27. Appointment of Nicole Flying Out as minutes clerk for school year 26-27. Appointment of Sheriff Bookout as deputy minutes clerk for school year 26-27. add signatures to bank card signature, board president, board vice president, board clerk, and district treasurer share book out, and renewal of software service agreement with Salignus Ed for 26-27 school year. District student information computer system accounting. M, renewal of agreement with K County Health Department to provide behavioral health services to students and or families of students attending Blackwell Public Schools for school year 26-27. Renewal of contract with Otis Elevator Company, annual QEI state inspection on BHS elevator for school year 26-27. Approved contract with Stryker for fire alarm system for school year 26-27.
I just have one question. On the, are we going with K County Health Department for the behavioral issues rather than Grand?
No, we always sign a contract
Okay.
with them.
All right.
They have for years, but we will do one with Grand also.
Okay.
And it's just, they send us one, and very rare, I don't know, and they don't charge us anything,
I know
right?
that, yeah.
Now, I don't, do you guys see anybody from the county much?
I have not.
Yeah, I don't.
From where?
The county.
County
K County.
Behavioral Services, you don't ever see anybody come from, no.
I didn't even know they had it.
Yeah, no, so it's just, they send us a contract, and like I said, it doesn't cost us,
Okay.
but we just, we do it every year.
Well, I move we approve the consent agenda as read.
Is there a second?
A second.
Roll call?
Bickford? Montoya? Harry?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Do you guys mind if we put the principal's report next before we,
Fine.
and that way, some of them got ball games to go to?
Yeah, I think that's fantastic.
So let's,
Mrs. Agee, thank you for your report.
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs, you wanna go?
All right, we got a little bit of movement, we were up a little bit, but seems that we seem to gain a few kids this time of year. But professional development that we're doing right now is, I'm in the Pioneer Pathway at OPSRC, which I kind of mentioned last time. For our first task, which actually Wednesday, we're designing a profile of a learner, what an 8th grader should know aside from your academic standards. So what we'll do is we'll meet. I'll present them with about 14 different competencies, and we're going to rate them, narrow it down to 4 to 6. That's our teacher focus group. We'll bring in a parent focus group after we kind of have that laid out, and then student focus group as well. Part of that, this group I'm in is really good. I mean, they're very forward thinking. They're reimagining what education is and trying to figure out, well, one thing that struck me as I'm going through this is I'm talking to a teacher, and she said, her senior daughter, she said, I told her to go mail a letter, and she didn't know how to do it. And I was like, those are things that we need to teach those kids, I mean, that are not in the standards, but things like that. But civil discourse, self-starter, persistent through a problem, how do we solve it, what's the process, collaboration, being able to choose diverse groups that you want to work with, not just my friend, I mean, just things like that that they need. In fact, a couple of the slides that I'll share with them are the skills desired for 2030 workforce, skills businesses look for in 2025. There's a PTC job fair I'm going to go attend for a couple hours next month to just get a feel for what they're after and try to do that at our level. It's just profile of a learner. So that's kind of where we're leading. And on the other side of that, Ashland Sherman is in the leadership pathway. So they kind of want you to have a teacher leader and your principal. And then we've got, I think, 6 staff members going to their summit this summer. So we have a lot going on in that regard. I'll be interested if anybody wants to come to that Wednesday, if you got time, it's at 3:40. We'll meet for about an hour, kind of through that process. we talked about our strategy sharing, our vision meeting, looking at, what our summer reading PD will be, and maybe adjusting swag so kids don't miss as much school, how that's gonna work. Changing a couple room assignments, I need to strategically place the teachers next to other teachers so they can get mentored, and a lot of those good talks happen during passing period, those 5 minutes that you have. So just looking at that strategically. Just like elementary said, there's lots of things to battle, but there are some things we can do. I mean, it's not hopeless. So we have a ton of stuff coming up. We got to start our assessments on Wednesday, but the main thing is our professional development. I think that's the direction that we're heading, and it's good to have a partner in that. So I don't feel like I'm by myself. I mean, when I meet with that group, there's 25 people in this group. There's probably 6 charter schools and about 20 public schools, Harding Charter, Newcastle, various schools. I mean, just a lot of forward-thinking young people. And I'm an older one in the group, but that's good. They need the voice of wisdom sometimes.
There you go.
So if you have any questions about that. But this summer, or maybe in August, I'll have a little more info on what we've come up with and what that looks like. Okay?
Thank you. Thanks for the schedule, the calendar.
Yes.
No problem.
Ours is just a listing of some dates. I'll make a comment or two on some of them, and then if you have any questions. We'll see if Rich really reads the whole thing. If he does now, he should get to a question on one of them. No, I can get these apart. Can you get those apart? Okay, so the state testing for science and social studies is tomorrow, but it's worth noting on the ACT, we had everybody but one student show up on time, ready to go. That student was actually there and left and went home. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, he came back the next day, took the test. Life Skills is going to Special Olympics annual event on Wednesday. The OSAA solo and ensemble contest bands 21st through 23rd at OSU, vocal the 24th in Oklahoma City. Prom is the 25th. The 28th is a band concert. The 30th is a vocal concert. You could read number 6 yourself. May 7th is senior skits and award assembly. And May 15th is graduation at 7 o'clock in the auditorium. It is not going to be in the football field. Too late to put on here because she didn't send it to me until after I was done. Brianna McCurry won an award from the Oklahoma Arts Council, a state award for vocal, individual vocal. So that's about it. Anybody have any questions?
Is she a sophomore? Brianna?
Senior.
She's a senior.
She has a sister, but who's underclassman, but she's a
Okay,
senior.
all right. Well, that's great.
Oh, the cabaret was last Thursday. The students had fun.
I bet they did.
I heard it's good.
What time does Gray March start?
Yeah, I don't know.
6.
6. First time Macy isn't doing it. The junior class people are having to do it. I'm guessing it's at 6, that's when it's been.
Somebody asked me in our after prom planning thing, I said, I don't know.
I'm
We need
always
to do it that.
confused on that. Does that mean that's when the cars start arriving, or does that mean like when
They start getting out of the car.
that's when they start getting out of the cars?
Just be in the auditorium to watch.
Yeah.
I like to watch the cars.
Oh, not me. We
So
don't-
be outside at 6.
Yeah.
I just hope the room's not really warm.
Wait, ask a question.
Raining like last year.
Well, I could have said 6, but Michelle's not communicated that to me.
Okay.
I assumed that's what time it was gonna be, cause I feel like that's how
She
it has
very
been in the
graciously
past.
asked about how to put up stuff to darken the windows without messing with the film, so I
Okay.
explained to her what
Yeah.
Macy did, so. And Nicole, in case you don't know, is gonna have to do graduation this year because Macy will be gone at a wedding.
It'll be great.
It'd be just fine.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you a laugh for today besides number 6.
I know. You heard a rumor, huh?
Yeah. There's 11 tickets up front. We've already had kids say that they're not gonna use 11 tickets. They just told them. I already had 2 people call and tell me that's not enough. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it.
We only got 6.
Was there
We had 6. That was it.
And the thing is, we have them turn in the tickets they don't use. Then you can come each day leading up to graduation and get 2 more. So ultimately, you could have 21 tickets. If that's not enough, you invited too many people to graduation.
I concur.
I mean, have a party afterwards.
Yes.
Graduation's for immediate family.
That's right.
But if you want to invite all your cousins and a bunch of little rugrats and stuff, have a party afterwards. They all don't need to come. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
A good report.
The mommy
Okay,
and
we'll get
dad.
back on track now.
Well, thank you. Board action. A, board to consider and take action on approving temporary appropriations for school year 26-27.
Okay, that was in your, the drive, and again, what this is, it's just money that the auditor sends into the state, he approves us, that he says this is what you're probably gonna have to spend, so we can start spending money in next year's, budget, you know. And, what he gave us was 13 million, which is a little bit more than what we've had, so, that's, our number on our appropriation.
Okay, any other comments on that? B, board to consider and take action on a resolution.
Whoa, hold on just a second. We have to vote on number A.
each of these items, right?
Yes, we have to vote each one up, yes.
Okay, is there a
Yep.
motion?
I make a motion that we approve item one.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Bickford, Montoya, Irick,
Yes.
Yes. B, board to consider and take action on resolution determining the maturities of and setting a date, time, and place for the sale of 1,570,000 general obligation building bonds of the school district.
Okay, we gotta do this every year, all right? And, last month, I asked you, if June the 30th, that's at 5:30 would work, and that's when we will have that. That is a regular scheduled, no, it's not.
It's a Tuesday, June 30th is a Tuesday.
I wonder if I've got a misprint on my notes.
I have June 8th.
I think
That's what I've got.
I think I have a misprint on my notes.
It is
Yeah.
June 8th because there's,
Yeah.
yeah, be there
Yeah,
at
I have a
5:30.
misprint, I don't know why I put June 30th,
That's okay.
but it's on my notes.
June 8th, June 8th,
June 8th,
5:30.
5:30?
Yeah,
Yeah,
here.
30 minutes before the regulars.
Yes.
Yep.
Do we have to approve that?
Yes, we do, yep.
Is there a motion?
I move that we, how do you read it?
We determine the date and
Sell the
time.
bonds.
Yes. I
Yep.
moved that June 8th, 5:30 is when we approve, sell the bonds.
Second.
Roll call?
Montoya,
Yes.
Irick,
Yes.
Kinsolin,
Yes.
Y'all moved, so y'all.
C, board to consider and take action on superintendent's recommendation concerning the resignation of the following positions. BMS computer science teacher Amber Dunham. BES special education paraprofessional Mackenzie Short. BES special education paraprofessional Dakota Mason.
Amber Dunham's been in the district, I believe this is year 10. She's been at the middle school 9 of those years. There was one year she went to the high school and taught, but she is, my understanding, going back to Kansas to take care of her mother, help take care of her mother. Her father passed a year or 2 ago, and mother needs some help. Mackenzie Short, she's been with us, I think, about a year and a half, or not quite a year and a half. She came on in the spring of last year. And then Dakota Mason is new this year, just graduated last year, but she's getting married. And married a boy that also graduated last year who's in the military. So, yeah, so
Do
that's.
we need to do those separately or? can
No, we can do them all
together?
together, just do them all together.
Make a motion that we approve the resignations of the.
I second it.
Roll call?
Bickford, Montoya, Irick,
Yes.
Kinsolin,
Yes. D, board to consider and take action on superintendent's recommendation concerning the employment of the following position, district super substitute.
Brenda Parker, who's been in our district before, as the healthcare, person. She and Johnny left and went to Stillwater about 4 years ago. They came back. Johnny's actually, we hired him at the beginning of the year to help custodian, but she would like to be a substitute. So, I recommend we hire Brenda Parker as a substitute.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Bickford?
Yes.
Montoya?
Yes.
Irick?
Yes.
Kinsella?
Yes. E, board to consider and take action to approve Blackwell Public School District calendar for the school year 26-27.
Okay, the calendar was in the drive, but I'll just give a brief synopsis. It's the same calendar we're on this year, all right? With the exception of one major change, or well, not major, but minor change. Last week, we went to school on Friday because Blackwell, I was told by the calendar committee every year that Blackwell always takes Good Friday off, which I'm fine with that. I think it's great. And then they always take the Monday after Easter off, all right? It was confusing taking all the Fridays off, right? So this calendar here that the teachers voted on, we will no longer be taking the Monday after Easter off, all right?
Okay.
And that way is just boom,
Yeah.
all straight Mondays, which is not confusing. And then I was at the elementary school this Friday, in which we had school, and Miss
Right.
Gleason said that there were quite a few kids that parents said they're not coming to school today. Yeah.
We don't go to school on Friday.
That's right, so
Wow.
this will alleviate that. Now, there was 3 calendars. There was a calendar very similar to this year, other than that one change. There was a calendar 2 was the calendar, a mirror of what we did last year. And in calendar 3, the elementary came up with it was kind of abbreviated of this year and the previous year. And anyways, we voted on 3 calendars, and if we didn't get 50%, we would have taken the top 2. But calendar A, the one we've passed, is basically this year's, it was 70-some%. Just overwhelming. But I've heard, really, people like this. I will, haven't had a lot of complaints from parents. We had a little bit, we put out on social media back in February, I think, hey, just remember this coming up, and there's gotta be some, keyboard haters. Those they're everywhere. But I've had 2 people actually call me, and people don't call me to say they like something. They just don't. It doesn't work that way, right? But I've had 2 parents call me and just say, hey, we really like this calendar.
Oh, that's
I
good.
hope you guys keep it.
Do you happen to remember the start date for
Yeah.
the students on this new calendar for next year?
I sure do.
August 6th?
Mhm.
So is that when the
It's a Thursday.
teachers start?
No, the teachers actually, we have a PD day. The teachers have to do so much
I know.
PD, and it's all online.
Yes.
So actually, it's the last Friday in July, I think July 30th maybe.
Okay.
But they don't have to come to work. It's
Gotcha.
just a day we give them. They can do it at home.
Yes.
They can come to work. We open that up usually the 1st of July. And if they want to do it, like my wife, as soon as it's opened up, boom, she gets it done. All right? But it's a day that we give them because it's stuff, they need to be paid for doing the PD. In the past, they haven't been, so it takes some time. So that officially is their first day, but they don't have to report. They report on Monday. Yes. Yep. Will be their first day. But it was 70-some% to
I'm
the.
glad it was that much.
Yep.
Mhm.
The staff likes it. It's just, and I will tell you, I've talked to some teachers that have a lot of experience underneath their belt, and they didn't know whether they would like it or not. They like it. As an administrator, a principal, I can tell you, it's refreshing. Spring is just emotions are high,
It gets really
kids,
long.
parents, teachers, and it just, have you guys heard anything from the staff regarding the calendar in a negative or positive way?
I've heard from several of the teachers that they really liked this calendar.
Okay,
And I was kinda surprised because we start so early.
Mhm.
But,
that's the downside.
except, I mean, you figure in that testing window,
Mhm.
and I mean, as soon as baseball starts, the kids are finished for all practical purposes.
Yep. That's
It's just
correct.
are.
Yeah. And we had one calendar 3 put us out a week later, like the 21st of May, and that's tough.
It is.
That's
Those are
tough.
hard teaching days.
Yep, that is, but, anyways, that's what the staff voted on.
Okay.
Just what we're doing, minus, we're out all Fridays, not the, Monday after Easter.
And they start after Easter, the Fridays in April?
The all Fridays, end of February.
End of February,
End of
okay.
February, yep.
So is there a motion to approve the, school calendar for 26, 27?
I move we accept the school calendar for 26, 27.
Second? Tammy? Did you second it?
We need a
We
second.
need a second.
Okay, I'll second it. I thought you were doing it, that's why I didn't think.
No, I don't feel like I should be seconding since I'm leaving.
Bickford? Yes. Montoya? Irick?
Yes.
Kinsella?
Yes. Okay, superintendent's report.
Okay, let's talk about calendar, since we've been talking about calendar. This coming school year, FY '27, is probably going to be the last year that we do the Fridays. It looks like what I'm hearing, they're gonna add days. The legislature, there's just not a lot of stuff passed right now. Right, a lot of stuff's up in the air. There's quite a bit of stuff that's passed one house and just hadn't been heard in the other house. What I'm hearing is 5-day increase, right? 5 to 7, right?
5 to 7.
That would be for us, all right? We already go over the legal limit, but I'm thinking if we were to start school in August and have to do what I'm hearing they're gonna pass, we would not be able to take all the Fridays off. We'd probably have to shave 4, all right? And that would basically give us no snow days, all right? Right now, we've got 4 days built in. We don't have school, we don't have to make them up. We go over, all right? But if, Chuck Hall from Perry's the guy that's really pushing this to increase time. And I don't think it's all him, I really think it's the party. You know, they're giving education more money, and they want,
Results.
yeah, and, teachers are gonna get a raise. It looks like, it's not been voted on in both chambers, but at the end of the day, if they make you work a week longer for the veteran teachers, it's really not a raise.
That's right.
It's just a washer. If you're a real veteran, you'll be going in the hole. But we'll see what happens. I've said all along, I've told you guys, I don't think they'll make it go in for FY '27, which they're not going to. Just doesn't give us enough time to plan. But I realistically see us probably have to add 4 to 5 days, wherever they throw their dart and it lands. So therefore, we'll have some tough decisions to make for the calendar committee next year. What we're gonna do, but I've got all the legislative stuff here. They have passed a budget, which they're gonna give education more money. Nothing for support staff.
Right.
All right, it's all, certified teachers, all right? They left admin out of it, but, every school district that I know is going to pass that along, to all the principals. But I will just say this, it's not all of them, but, I'm gonna say this lightly, it's, the Capitol's way of saying we don't like public school administrators. But they don't see what we do. They don't have a clue what we do.
I don't think they have a clue what teachers do either.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Personally, I'm gonna tell you right now, adding more school days, I don't know if that's, if they're gonna see more results, all right? But to be fair, we are lower than the national average and even the surrounding, states of the number of days that our teachers work, all right? Well, I guess what I'm trying to say, by adding 5 days, I don't think it's gonna put us academically at the top in the country. It just, they've got, and you heard Miss Agee say tonight, they've got to start spending money getting resources to these kids that need it. Which the new budget, they're calling for math coaches and reading coaches, and it sounds good, but like the math, what they're saying, they want to have like a regional math coach that just goes around and helps the teachers, like that. I think we need more time in front of those kids, one-on-one, is my opinion.
They need to be able to stay on a subject to the master. Just
Right.
memorizing their math facts
You know,
and
but
things
there-
behind.
Right here, I've been going to Oklahoma City almost every Wednesday to the legislative briefings, and here's all the bills, all right, that they've got education, and they just, nothing's really passed, like I said, both chambers yet, so I don't know what the hangup is. It's, there was some talk here, 5-6 weeks ago that they were gonna rob teacher retirement to pay for some of this, that's off the table. That got a lot of kickback. That's about all I've got for bills. We hosted a career fair, and man, it is a neat event that we host along with the BIA, Blackwell Industrial
It
Authority.
looked incredible.
It is good. I've gone, and when I moved here, I started doing that as a principal, because Scott did it, and then COVID hit, we didn't get to do it, and we talked about doing it again, and then Charlene just said, man, we'd like to help, and she said, we'd like to do it, and I said, man, that's fine, but she works closely with the people from the school here, people from the chamber, and we had 5 or 6 surrounding schools bring kids. Maybe not that many, maybe 4, I think. There's some of them couldn't come this year because of testing. We're going to do it earlier. We're going to do it right before spring break next year, so we don't have to deal with testing in other schools. But it is such a neat deal. All the vendors, it's all about kids and getting them thinking about tomorrow. And I want to tell you about that. The property tax stuff does not look good. All right, the ones I feel this, it's gonna impact us, all right? But the VOTEX, the county governments, it's gonna wipe them out, and right now, they don't have a plan to supplement that money. Wednesday is OSSBA Day at Capitol. I plan on going up there if anybody wants to go. Let me know. I'm still working on the lights at the football field. It's just a slow process. And I will tell you where I'm at. They're expensive, all right? I've got 2 quotes. I've got a quote for $170, all right? And they're a very reputable company, probably the best, all right? I've got a quote from another company for $130, all right? They're a good company, but the lights they're going to install, nobody in Oklahoma has them right now. Right? And I just, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, is the $40,000, I don't think the company would sell anything bad, right? But I'm just kind of going through that process. Is $40,000 worth it, to get, and I'll call it the Cadillac, all right? And there's not a lot of people that do field lighting, there's not a lot of manufacturers in LED, but Musco's the $170,000 light, and it's 10 years. Anything happens for 10 years, they come and fix it. Anything, which is
Poles too?
not the poles.
Not the poles.
Anything dealing with those lights working,
Okay.
So if the pole breaks over, they don't touch it, all right? Now, if the bracket
Okay,
bust off, then they fix that, but just the pole, we're not replacing the poles. If we go to replacing the poles, you're gonna more than double the
oh,
cost.
I'm sure.
All right, but it's all new wire, but anyways, that's where I'm at. I will next, at the May meeting, you know, we will approve to get lights. Got a school board, got a scoreboard, all right. So that's all taken care of. So we're spending some money at the football field that has to be spent.
Sure.
That scoreboard was brand new when I came here in 17, and it is a piece of junk.
Oh, that's.
Right, it is a piece of junk. It hasn't worked right from day one. The company would always send us parts to fix it. Now they quit doing that, Marcus told me.
Really?
We went through the little light boards that they put on it, they just burn out capacitors, but they said we're not sending more free parts. It's embarrassing.
Yes.
It's embarrassing, when the clock doesn't work.
Can we get a picture of what our new scoreboard's gonna look like?
I will send it to you. I will send it to you. I will try to do that before I leave.
Are we gonna be able to put on the back, welcome to Wheeler, Houston?
We could, all right, there is going to be no signage on it, you know. The one out there right now says Blackwell Dentistry at
Right.
the top, I believe. We're paying for this, all right? So I didn't want any signage on it, but we could put that on the back.
So the scoreboard will not say Blackwell Marine?
Oh, no, it's gonna do more than that.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
I think he's just meaning it's not gonna say sponsored
Yeah,
by
it's-
Blackwell.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't want that.
No, it will say nothing like, no, it is beautiful top. It's got an arched
Ooh, that'll look good.
lit letters. It will say
Yeah, I'd
Blackwell.
love to see a picture of
Have
it.
you, or have we looked at potentially a new scoreboard for the baseball field, or going in halfsies on that?
Yes, I've talked to Jerry about it, right?
Cause that one's awful too.
Yeah, the baseball field is just
It's old, and I understand
it
it's
is
a weird
a-
situation,
yeah,
but.
it's tough, all right? I've been the baseball, well, some of the baseball people want us to look at getting away from Morgan Field,
Where do they wanna go?
build a field somewhere,
To
right?
build a new baseball
Yeah,
field, okay?
And, that field's just, it's, we sign a contract with the city of Blackwell for $1 every year
Right,
to use that, all right? We are responsible, to keep up the field.
I see.
All right.
Does that include the fence?
No, just everything,
Inside?
yeah, anything that basically has grass,
Yeah.
dirt is our responsibility, all right? Now, the city has been great, you know, there's a sprinkling system on there.
Mm-hmm.
They pay for the upkeep, they do all the lights, all right?
Okay,
The city owns Morgan Field,
yes,
Right.
I know
Oh,
they
yeah.
did.
and the scoreboard, back to your state, is just tough, right?
But obviously the city owns that as well.
Oh yeah, they own all that stuff,
Well, you think with the minor league baseball team, they'd wanna upgrade.
yeah. But it is also a piece of junk, correct? Because
Yeah, this weekend,
it works
there were
sometimes.
4 games each day, and by the second game, each day it was flashing, they couldn't get the score to
Yeah.
stay up there. It was rough.
It's, there's not flux capacitors like Back to the Future, but there's capacitors on the back.
Yeah.
And the end two, where the runs are here, and then the last 2 innings, and then the outs here at the top, keep going out, they heat up, and so they go off.
Yeah.
Once they're on for about, 45 minutes to an hour, they start flickering, and then eventually they go off. And they have to cool back down, and then magically, 30 minutes later, they'll come on for 20 minutes, and then they'll go back off.
Well, then sometimes they have to turn it off with the breaker box out
Correct.
on the scoreboard, not being able to turn it off from the announcer's box or however.
the
It's
deal-
a hassle.
locally, that doesn't belong to us, all right? They can boot us out and hey, it's our scoreboard, so we could probably take it off the wall or take it off the post and leave it. So that's, I'm not saying we couldn't buy one down there, but there would have to be something, you know, that it just belonged to the school and.
But why wouldn't the city kick in half on that? They use it too.
Yeah, I've visited with Jerry, but but my conversations, man, Jerry, we need to get a new scoreboard.
Yes, so,
All right, and, I don't think that they want to spend that kind of money, is my opinion.
well, that, you're
Right.
probably right.
But I will visit with him again.
Okay.
And, but I will also call the attorney. All right, it's just a,
It's a hassle.
well, no, because we don't own the
Right,
ballpark.
I understand.
And,
Do we-
and in the contract, it specifically says that the city will maintain the
Yes.
facilities, other than,
How much
the
would a new
groundskeeper.
ball field cost?
a new scoreboard.
No,
Like if
new
we had a
ball
whole new
field.
facility.
Oh, it'd be outrageous.
First of all, you gotta find a place to put it.
You gotta have dugouts, you gotta have, locker rooms, you
I
gotta have.
think you're gonna pay
concession
more for the
stand.
land than what you would.
Yeah. Yeah, that,
I think so.
Yeah, but,
That's not
and I would tell you that I just don't think the community of Blackwell in a whole wants to get away from Morganfield.
Well,
That's just,
I personally don't.
that's just my opinion. But Jerry, and I've been in several meetings with him, and the city is aware that, they're gonna have to spend some money on that facility or it's going to
yeah,
crumble,
Yes.
And, now they have done some things. They've redid, I think, some electrical, underneath,
Mhm.
the bottom down there, but it's,
Well, maybe that's something you should continue to hammer too.
I will do that this week and just get with him and, I will talk with Andy, the school attorney, and see, but I just,
well, they
I
got,
I know what he's gonna tell me. If it's not your facility, you really shouldn't be putting the
I
scoreboard on
know
there.
that's right too.
But I'll ask him, and he may say, well, it's yours, you can loan it to him, I guess, but I don't know if he'll say that,
Well, the city has access to quite a lot of money from the smelter settlement
Mhm.
that they could access if they chose.
But does the city have access to that, or does that fall under that Blackwell, there's
No,
a,
it's the
No, that's
city.
the city.
okay,
The
Absolutely,
city
it's the
has
city.
access, they control that.
okay, well, I know
Well, the board
Jim
controls it.
Rogers, Mike Jeffers,
Mhm.
and there was a couple other people that were on some board, I thought, that was over that smelter money.
Brad Bechtel and
Okay, yes.
Mark Savage.
Okay,
I can't remember the other two.
okay, I will visit with Jerry.
Because, I mean, that serves the whole community. They might consider it for that.
I will visit with Jerry. I will have an answer next month.
Okay,
That's a promise.
sounds good.
I had Monday, June 30th for a special meeting, but that's wrong. June the 8th. Our finances. Just, here's the deal. Money's fine.
Looks good, John.
I got a letter in the mail, State Department last week, telling me we gotta spend more money.
You're kidding.
No. No, you're only allowed to carry over so much money.
I knew that, yeah. I didn't know how much it was, but look at John back there rubbing his hands together.
That's the problem, but we're about 500,000.
Okay.
They said you need to work on getting rid of that. So,
Well, let's wrap the bus.
well, no,
That's what I was
no,
gonna say,
no.
like, what does that have to be spent on?
Here,
Spending on maybe a lot of
anything out of general fund, all right? Here's what I'm thinking. I got the letter last week, got it on Tuesday, all right? And and the good thing is it's gotta be done by June 30th of 27,
Okay,
right? Now, let's say there's some reason that we go in the hole this year.
yes.
Then it takes away from that 500,000. But, you guys had said a couple months ago, or Angie had said something about, or maybe more than that, some buses, and, I've checked on buses.
Okay.
All right, and, they're around, 150,000, all right? And, we're to the point we do need to kind of, it's not a drastic need, we're not breaking down, but, we're starting to get a lot of miles, on our activity buses. I looked last week, I forgot that, just, they're around 80,000 miles, which isn't bad, for a diesel bus. That is, something I'm looking at, and I am going to shuffle a few things around, all right? our building fund, we're paying quite a bit of stuff out of building fund, all right?
Right.
And I may shuffle some of that stuff that I can into general fund to take that burden, but we've got a while to spend it, and if we can help buy a score clock at Morganville, we might look at that. But,
Well,
You know what
Did
he's
we-
gonna say. I mean.
what's that?
You know what Andy's gonna say.
Yeah, but there may be something I'm missing. Now, just, to let you guys know, Abby, were you gone last month? I can't remember.
I think I was here last month. I
Okay,
wasn't here the
okay.
month previous.
For instance, we're putting new chairs in the middle school. Gonna
Right.
finish that, Jim,
Mhm.
do some remodeling.
Right.
I'm not gonna pay for that out of building fund now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead, I think, and take that out of the general fund. I hadn't forgot the signage out here at the middle
Good.
school, all right, we're getting that, that's been a slow, long process. We're gonna use that Make Kings out of Ponca.
Yes.
But they were just they gave us a good bid, but they wouldn't give us any renderings.
Oh.
And we kept staying on them, and they finally, gave us some renderings.
You have to do that. He's really good at what he does, but
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta stay on
Okay.
him, because we had to do
Well,
that with
We
our
had
building.
to stay on him.
But he
Right.
does a good job.
He does do a good
Once you
job, and
get
if
the
there's
rendering-
something wrong, he'll come back out and fix it. I mean, he's
But,
good to work with, but not very quick.
Yeah, so we've got that in the making, so I'm not worried about getting rid of it,
Okay.
because we got a year and a half, but,
Have we gotten a quote on what it would cost to wrap the bus? We've
yes,
talked
we did,
about that.
yeah, we did. I talked.
Over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
it's,
Tell me.
that was probably a meeting you were gone, right?
Yeah, she's not there anymore.
Okay,
She's not, okay.
She doesn't say any place where.
it was very expensive.
Like how expensive? Thousands?
I told you guys,
I,
you know
no, you didn't. We haven't heard.
wow, I thought I told you.
He would remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that's something we need to do. I mean, our athletes deserve, and our music,
They pull
when
up
they're
and they're the
traveling,
only
They
bus.
are.
They're the
Okay.
only
the
yellow
yellow
bus
school
anywhere.
bus.
What's your daughter's name? We'll search my email real quick.
It's Ashland, ASH.
I really thought
I
I
feel
told
like
you
we
guys
should
that.
do something. And back to on the buses, have we thought about doing a bond issue on new buses for our district?
Hold on just a second. I want to get that, but I want to find this. Spell her first name because it didn't pull up.
ASHLYNN.
Mercer? Would it be Mercer? I've got an Ashland Mercer. Okay. I will find out. I did get a quote and it.
It's under wraps in the company.
Yeah. I want to say, I'm not even going to tell you what, I don't
That's okay.
remember, but it was very expensive. Right. Back to your thing, Rich. Yeah, I have. All right. I've thought about it multiple times.
Okay.
A lot of times. All right. And I actually called the bond company.
Did you?
Yep, and this was several months ago. We talked about that in a board meeting
Right, I remember.
4, 5, 6 months ago, and I called, I can't remember the guy's name, but Norman, that does the bond
Right.
stuff, and I said, hey, how much, what's it gonna do taxes? $600,000, and that gets us 4 buses.
Mhm.
All right, and, it was about for every $100 you pay in taxes, it would raise it about $1.10. All right, so for every 1,000 you pay, $10. We could, it's hard for me to go to the community that just passed the largest bond in the history of the town and go ask for more money right now. That's just me, right? Where I think that, we could take some of our fund balance or carryover balance and buy a couple. Now, I think it would pass if we did one, but I just.
I understand where you're coming from.
And I will tell you this, the hang up with all this property tax stuff is people just saying they're tired of taxes going up, you know, on their property, all right?
Yeah, probably now is what.
Yeah, and I just, I think if we ran it, it would pass, but I just,
I do too, but if this passes down at the
yeah.
Capitol, I mean, it's gonna put a divvy in
yeah, it's good,
everything.
yeah, people's taxes are gonna go down. It'd probably be better to run a bond then.
Well, it
or,
might
you know, if
be.
the taxes are gonna go down, but I just, if we were desperate,
Sure,
I would.
Right.
I wouldn't hesitate
Right.
about it, but I
Right.
just, I just don't wanna go run to the taxpayer every time, you know, hey, we'd like to have this.
right.
Right. Now, I will tell you, 99% of all schools, their transportation is bonded.
I know it.
You know, Newkirk just, I think 2 years ago, I don't know if you guys seen their activity bus?
I sure
Oh,
have.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is
All right.
Just like Alva's, yeah.
Yes, right. Do you guys know what that bus costs?
No, you know,
I want you guys to take a stab at what Newkirk Public School, I just told you what a yellow dog costs,
right.
right? And that's with air conditioning and underbelly storage. Right.
Okay.
Around 150.
Right.
And it's a little bit south of that.
But we're talking one of those that has the
Okay.
reclining
Yeah.
seats
Yeah.
and,
I would not do that unless you instructed me to do it.
I
right?
understand.
I want you guys.
$500,000.
Yes, 475 for one bus, and I just,
That's staggering.
I have a but you know, the superintendent over there, he said it passed overwhelmingly, you know, but I personally just would have a problem going to the taxpayer and saying, hey, we want a $500,000 one bus, activity bus. Now, again, I want to be crystal clear. If the 5 of you said we want to do it, guess what? We're going to put it up for bond, all right? I would voice my opposition, but guess what? You guys make the call, all right? But I think the community, Blackwell would struggle paying for a $500,000
Well,
bus.
in all honesty, and I mean, I really am trying to look at this, you know, objectively, but I've been to several of the tennis tournaments with,
Mhm.
they're larger schools than us, but, the small buses, like we have, they have painted on the side, you know, Bartlesville Public School or whatever it is.
Right.
And it looks very nice, it really does.
They do, yeah.
And to have one bus wrapped, I just think it would go a long way. I just really think it would.
I am going to
For our
find that,
students.
and she might have just told me on the phone, but I did talk to her.
I'm sure you've got it somewhere. And if it's an outlandish amount, you know.
I just feel like our
we're
students
frugal bunch.
deserve it. I mean,
No, I
how do
agree,
you
but I
feel
do
when
think
you pull
it's
up
kind of
and see this?
embarrassing
It
to
is.
pull up in
We're
a
the
yellow
only
bus.
ones.
Like, I mean, I've been to several basketball tournaments this year
And they all
and baseball
have-
stuff this year, and I'm like, wow. I mean, and yeah, our wrestlers, like, they're champions,
Mhm.
they are champions, and we're, yellow bus, here you go.
It was way more expensive
Than you
than what I
thought,
thought.
yeah.
Now,
Google says $7,000 to $15,000,
Yeah.
is that ballpark? of
I'm
what
gonna
you
throw
want
out a
for it?
figure, and I may be wrong.
7 to 15.
I think she quoted me 18, but just,
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's more than that.
I don't think
Wrap
that's
that up.
outrageous.
I just Googled what does it
Well,
cost to
how
wrap a
long does
bus.
it last though?
I asked her that, she said about 5 years sitting out in the sun.
Okay.
You know, if they
I
sit
don't
out in the
think
sun,
that's outrageous.
you know. Well,
Well,
okay, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you the quote I tell everybody. I treat the school's money as if it's my own. I just do.
I
all right?
know.
And I get accused of being too frugal, even from my own wife, all right? I just, and you guys, this is where I need your help, your assistance, all right? Sometimes I am too frugal, all right? And I have a hard time spending $18,000, you know, wrapping a bus, you know, that looks nice, to where we could maybe, you know, hire some more after-school tutors or something like that. But again, guys, that is me, all right? That's why the 5 of you are on here to represent the community.
I feel like we've talked about this for well over a year.
We
We've said,
have.
hey, should we do this? Hey, should
Mhm.
we do this? Hey, should we do this? I would like to see you get more quotes.
Okay.
That's one quote. I would like to contact some of these other schools, see where they're getting it done at,
I will get that, yeah.
and get some
Because
quotes.
I wanna see
I
it
think
happen.
Yeah.
I think it's really something we should do. I know we've talked about that. Appearance-wise, we've talked about some more stuff, like on our doors and things like that.
We did
And we
get-
haven't done, I mean, we've done a little bit,
At
but
the high school,
high school, we got the maroons letters,
Okay.
but at the middle school, did we ever do anything? Is that what you're talking about, signage? We talked
No,
about maybe wrapping something on the front doors at the middle school or something
okay,
like that.
the signage, the
elementary
sign
and-
at the middle school, was the main sign
Right,
at
Yeah.
the top that's kind of rotten, and the maroon spirit, that I believe that's right
right,
under,
it is.
under that. It's like a vinyl,
Mhm.
you know, replacing that. I don't recall doing anything at the elementary, but if we did, that's on me.
I just think we should be proud of what we have.
Mhm.
I mean, our high school looks great.
Mhm.
I think it'd be nice if our other facilities reflected
Park.
that also.
Mhm.
So I think it's something we should look at.
She said it was in a text, not an email,
A text.
from the shop. That's what she said.
Ask her who would have sent the text.
Okay, is there anything else?
Yeah, we'll move on.
You know what we want.
I do.
You got your marching
Yeah,
orders.
enrollment numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, grand total of kids, 1017. Last month, we were at 1019. So we're down 2 kids, all right? Elementary had 499, 501. Middle school's at 209. High school's at 294, and all kids at 13. And don't forget,
We're up to 17 that are gonna graduate from all that,
how many have graduated right now, Mr. Mady?
16.
So
That
you
may
can,
be a record, is it?
you can add that,
That's incredible.
Yeah, now you can add that number back in. Yeah.
But really, I don't,
Coach Shin's excellent.
he
He's really
is.
good.
I think there's gonna, I've said this, I'll say it again, I think Blackwell Public Schools in the next couple of years will be under 1,000 kids, right? And it just, you guys at the OSBA meeting, right,
I
he
know.
nailed it.
Yeah, he
When he
did.
put that slide up there
He did.
and said the birth rate,
Where did
it's
I-
going way down. I talked to a superintendent at a school in Grant County today, and they're same thing, he said, it was DCLA superintendent, you know, and he was just kind of panicked about their school.
Well, I don't know how they
Yeah.
have those
Just
schools in
keep,
Grant County. There's only 6,000 that lives there.
Yeah,
I don't know how their kids are
I
moving.
don't either.
Coke oil,
Well, Coke
yeah.
oil.
no jobs, no jobs. But- Okay, got any questions for me? Okay,
We appreciate you, Sean.
thank you.
Okay, moving on, A, proposed executive session. Is there a motion?
I move to go into executive session at 7:19.
Bickford, Montoya, Irick.
Yes.
Kinsella.
Yes.